To campaign 2024 now, and today Vice President Harris chose her own running mate to complete the Democratic ticket.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is 60 years old. He was elected governor in 2018 and is currently serving his second term. He is a former U.S. congressman from Minnesota's 1st District and also retired from the U.S. Army National Guard in 2005. Jessica Moore here now with us to explain how he was chosen and how the party is now rallying behind this newly minted Harris-Walz ticket.
There's definitely a renewed excitement, Christine and Maurice. Vice President Harris spent the last 2 weeks laboring over the decision of who should be her running mate. In the end, campaign sources tell CBS News Harris chose the person she believes will best complement the ticket, and most importantly, the person who can help her secure a victory for Democrats in November. Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris made the most significant decision of her campaign Tuesday morning, announcing running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Good morning, Madam Vice President.
Listen, I want you to do this with me. Let's do this together. Would you be my running mate and let's get this thing on the road?
Immediately, a chorus of Democratic heavy hitters praised Harris's pick. President Biden lauded Walz as a, quote, great decision. Former President Obama called Walz the ideal running mate for Harris.
He's the kind of guy who can walk into a VFW hall, slap everybody on the back and say, let me buy the next round. I mean, there's a connection between him and people, which is a rarity in our business, and it's special.
The 60-year-old former high school teacher and football coach is serving his second term as governor of Minnesota. He previously represented the state for 6 terms in the U.S. House and served in the Army National Guard. Walz led Minnesota through the pandemic and during the unrest following the police killing of George Floyd. He is a married father of 2 children, one of whom was conceived using IVF.
This is the same governor that provided free lunch for students, the same governor that has vowed to protect women's rights to choose.
Some political analysts see Walz as a way to appeal to moderates in the Midwest and key states that could decide this election.
Tim Walz is going to be, I think, very critical and crucial to moving some of those disaffected Republicans and those independent voters.
Walz coined the phrase weird to describe Republican policies and politicians, a term that has recently taken off among Democrats. Today, Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance had some choice words for his new opponent.
Actually, they make an interesting tag team because, of course, Tim Walz allowed rioters to burn down Minneapolis in the summer of 2020, and then the few who got caught, Kamala Harris helped bail them out of jail.
So J.D. Vance later told reporters he does want to debate Walz, but only after he's officially named the vice presidential nominee. Vance also said he called Walz to congratulate him on his selection. Maurice, Christine.
All right, getting interesting.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
is.
Jessica, appreciate it.
Thanks, Jess. We're less than 30 minutes away now from the official kickoff of Kamala Harris's Battleground State Tour at Temple University in North Philadelphia.
And she has her running mate, Mr. Walz, by her side for the very first time tonight. Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro had been on that short list for VP, and earlier today he tweeted his support, saying he looks forward to traveling across the Commonwealth to unite Pennsylvania behind his friends Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to defeat Donald Trump. CBS Philadelphia's Ryan Hughes has covered Shapiro. And Ryan, good evening to you. What's been the reaction tonight to Walz getting the nod?
Good evening to you guys. Good to be with you tonight. Yes, we spoke to voters here in Philadelphia and across our region today. And to be very honest, many of those voters told us early on this morning they were a bit disappointed that Josh Shapiro was not the guy and not VP Harris's pick. They said they saw him as a front runner and they thought he was the best choice to win Pennsylvania, which we all know is a key battleground state and the key to victory to win the White House in November. But after they learned more about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, they started to like the idea a little bit more. What we've heard from voters is simply that they just don't know a lot about him. So as you can imagine, there's more than 10,000 fans and supporters inside Temple University right now. They are anxiously awaiting to him take the stage and hear him speak after joining this ticket for the very first time. He will introduce himself to the city of Philadelphia and to voters all across this country. But the excitement is building not only out here, but around the country after this ticket has finally been tapped.
I can understand that. I mean, the governor is the local guy there. Of course, the people of Pennsylvania, they want him to be on the ticket, so that's definitely understandable. But given all of that, tell us what the mood is outside. I know you said that some of these people just want to learn more, but do they definitely feel like there's positivity moving forward with this ticket?
Yes, you know what? As a matter of fact, we saw the Vice President Kamala Harris, her motorcade coming up Broad Street here a little more than an hour and a half ago, and there was a crowd of supporters at the corner cheering and yelling and screaming and waving to her as she passed by. We did catch a glimpse of the Vice President. She waved back, full smile on her face. Fans were holding signs. They were holding flags. She has re-energized this party, and she has re-energized this base of supporters. As I mentioned, it's a packed house behind me. They started allowing some of these fans in a little more than an hour ago as well. And my colleague's been out here longer than I have. He says the energy has been palpable. It's been exciting. We had some people send us videos from inside the Liacouras Center. It is a packed house. And yes, excitement is building. They are very excited about this new ticket, and they are optimistic that they can win come November. Back to you.
All right, Ryan Hughes live for us in Philadelphia tonight. If Harris and Walz take the stage during our newscast, we'll bring it to you live right here on CBS New York. All right, we will have continuing coverage of Campaign 2024 when the Democratic National Convention starts on August 19th. Jessica Moore will be reporting live from Chicago along with our political reporter, Marsha Kramer, giving analysis.